Who knows what's in this can? It's water, guys. Everybody, it's water.
TV good? Yep. Start with the opening statement from Coach.
First of all, I want to be clear. This is water. There's nothing else in here. I'm not sure what the proud source spring water. So started the day with coffee with Craig and ran in with the water in a can. Interesting. Tonight, first of all, thank you guys for coming. I want to thank our fans for coming out tonight. We have a totally different team. Westminster, Norm Parrish has been around a long time. He was a part of a staff here for a few years. I think he does a great job. And I knew they were a lot better I anticipate them having a much better season than they did last year. And I felt like that watching film of their new guys. And obviously they shot it very, very well. These games can be difficult. I thought we had a great start. And what I mean by difficult is some of it is, I intentionally as a coach didn't give our guys a lot of structure. And, the game's on Pac-12 TV. For scouting purposes, we are doing a decent amount of new things this year. And so you just don't want to have to show it, right, for our opponents. And then just to see where our guys are at with synergy and playing connected and being able to make the right reads with some of the things that they're doing on their own. And I thought we had great focus at the start of the game. We have what we call a kill. And a kill is when you get 3 stops in a row, right? So you get 3 stops in a row, that's a kill, right? We had 3 kills in the first 13 defensive possessions. Like, that's really hard to do. So I don't know what our lead was, early. I thought we had clean looks. We just missed some clean ones that we would typically, I feel good about. But then I thought our concentration got a little bit down with some guys, and we're still learning their team a little bit too. And to their credit, I thought they made some tough shots, especially the last 5 minutes of that first half. But we only had 1 kill the rest of the half. And so we got to be able to concentrate and defend with a purpose. And I thought we got a little sloppy just, with some fouls on the defensive end that way. But played 12 guys. It's hard to play all 12 guys and keep everybody in a rhythm that way. But I thought we had some good performances. It was great to see Boston Holt back out there after his ACL a year ago, and then he missed like 3 weeks with a leg injury. So he's been back at it about 10 days, I believe, and I thought he did some really good things. It was awesome to see Gavin Baxter out there, and I thought he played very well in his short time. We kept him on a minute restriction, but he did some really good job on both ends of the floor. Really, really active. I mean, he's got really long arms and quick hands. And, I mean, he had a number of deflections out there and thought he provided a good spark for us. Obviously, Worster had a great stat line. Rollie, 13.7 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers, and had a really good floor game. So, Gabe got in some foul trouble. Gabe's been playing at a very high level. I think he kind of settled in there in that second half, obviously just, 2 for 2 that way. So anyway, some really good things, some things we certainly need to tighten up. And we'll do that off day tomorrow, 3 practices, and have the home opener on Monday.
What do you think of the way that Kaba played out? He's a little more,
yeah.
He's finding his way.
Oh, man, I love Kaba. Kaba, I mean, I could talk all day about all these guys, but Kaba's going to be special. Kaba's a phenomenal person and great work ethic, loves to compete. You can see his the physicality he plays with. Are we in trouble, John?
Hope not.
Open Apple M. No, Kaba, he's a freshman, so he has great moments and he has some moments where, and there's a lot to take in, but Kaba had a phenomenal week of practice 2 weeks ago, and I thought he played very well in the closed scrimmage, and he backed it up this week. The secret scrimmage, yep, secret. And I thought he gave great minutes again tonight. Probably should have played him a little bit more, but I wanted to give him a long run late. Because he is an enforcer. You can see his rim protection. You can see the way he rebounds. I mean, I say it all the time, he's a freakazoid. And you can see that, how quick he gets off the floor with 2 feet. And that's a talent, right? Your 2-footed pop. I mean, he can really get it off the floor and elevate. And then, I thought he was a little, we were expecting them to double, which they did against Carlsen. They weren't against anyone else. And so Kaba, I think, was catching and looking to see, are they doubling, are they not, right? And we told him once you got going, like, hey, when you get those catches down there, look to score because he's got very good touch. And I think you saw that specifically was in his last 2 baskets. We called a play for him, his last one, and scored it easily. And I think he got an offensive rebound earlier in the second half and, I mean, hit nothing but net. So he's got good touch down there. He's got good feel.
Is Marco not playing anything to be concerned about?
No. Well, I hope not. We'll be off tomorrow. And then he's missed like the last, 4 days, lower leg injury. But we anticipate him being in practice on Friday.
Which indicates you expect him to go on
Yeah,
Sunday.
I'd be surprised. I mean, I don't want to, we would anticipate him and Luka. So Luka, same thing, lower leg injury, just holding him out. We anticipate him being in practice again on Friday.
What does Luka's preseason look like? Obviously, he's coming from a pretty big pedigree, and
Yeah.
he played some high level stuff, back home.
Yeah, so Luka's had Luka and Will and Kaba are 3 true freshmen. I'm going to kind of lump them together, and here's why. They've shown some freshman moments, some ups, some downs, but they are very mature, very gifted guys. I mean, Luka's had a great offseason, does so many things, and he's a winner. Elite feel for the game. High-level passer, sneaky scorer, and can guard 1 through 5. And when I say that, I mean he can guard 1 through 5. He's very long, obviously played at a high level coming over here. And Will's the same way, playing at the NBA Latin America and NBA Academy Latin America. And you can see, I mean, what do you have, 8 free throw attempts? I know he had that at one point. I think that's what he ended up with, 6 for 8. Shoots it way better than he did tonight, but that's part of it. He's kind of getting back into it. He missed the first 10 practices. So when you miss your first 9 or 10 practices, obviously as a true freshman, that can set you back a little bit. But I feel like the last week especially, he's done some good things. He played very well as well in the secret scrimmage.
Speaking of shooting, do you expect more than, I think, 30% from deep?
Yeah, I do. I feel like we're a much better shooting team than that. I felt like this is one of those games, almost half our shots were from the 3 in the first half. I thought I don't want to say settled, but certainly I felt like we could have got to the rim a lot more, whether it's post touches, dribble penetration. We did get there in transition, but we had some wide open, clean ones, and you don't want to create hesitation. Now, the start of the second half, maybe not the very beginning, but they're kind of midway. I thought we settled way too much, where we had driving lanes to attack and we didn't take them. We just kind of took what was easy, if that makes sense. But I feel good about our situation that way.
Mike and Rollie are obviously 2 different types of
Yeah.
players. They bring different elements. When Mike is out there, he wants to go.
Yeah.
How important is it that he's kind of like harnessing that and staying within himself?
Yeah. So they're very different players, obviously, and I think that's going to help both of them. Mike is he is athletic. He is fast. He's explosive. He can change the game in a lot of different ways, whether it's his ball pressure, right, his quickness, our transition game. But he's still he's feeling some things out, right? And today, especially when we didn't run a whole lot of things like sets, you know what I mean? I'm not sure I'm always helping him the way that I need to, but I love the way they offset each other, and Mike brings such a different change of pace. And then the other part of that, we did it a little bit tonight, playing them together. I think we can play both those guys together and play well. When we've done it in practice, they've responded in a great way.
You played 12 tonight.
Yeah.
I think the early portion of the schedule would seem to be conducive to maybe doing some more of that, trying to figure some things out early. About the early schedule.
Yeah.
And the lineup, just what are you looking to see here in these early?
Yeah, we need to win, but the early season schedule, we got to take care of business at home, starting with 4 straight at home. It's hard to play 12 guys. It's hard. 10, a lot of times it's kind of the end that you can do, especially in Division I. You have all these media timeouts. Guys just don't get as tired as when I coach at a lower level. But it's hard to stay in a rhythm, right? Have rhythm and timing that way when you're playing so many guys. At the same time, we'll just see how the game goes. If guys aren't producing or getting it done, we do have. I think one of the strengths of our team is we do have a bench, and we do have guys that can come off and do some do some things that impact winning, and certainly having Marco back and getting Luka back, that's going to really help us out.
Do you expect Marco to start when he gets back?
I would anticipate that, but at the same time, we haven't decided anything, in that respect. Tonight, on a secret scrimmage, we kind of started one way, and we had a different lineup tonight, and we'll see. I'm not crazy concerned about those types of things, but those are things we have to sit down. We got 3 practices left, so 10% of our practices are still left. But certainly, it's that time we got to start honing things in, and I'm not going to say totally defining roles, but we need to get some things figured out that way.
Couple more. You started out a little bigger with the 2 Carlsen.
Yeah.
You went small a couple times. You didn't go super big with Branden and
Keba.
Is that at all on the table, trying to go
that's
super big like that?
Yeah, I think we can play every which way, and I mean that when I say that. I know we didn't do that as much last year. Some of that was because of all the injuries that we ended up garnering, so to speak. But we did that some in that secret scrimmage. We've certainly done some of those lineups here, and that's what I think. Good teams have the ability to play big, right? And they have the ability to play small with these guys. I just felt like we did play some of that, but felt like we needed to go a different direction, with these guys. And to their credit, the one kid, what was his name, goes 4 for 5. I know at one point, I don't know Lewis Johnson ended up 4 for 5 from the 3. But I think everything's on the table for the ways that we can play. I think we have a lot of versatility this year.
Last one. All right. No.
Yeah, I'll take advantage. You've seen Branden for over a year now.
Yeah.
Last year was difficult with the appendicitis and the COVID and just a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
How has his game kind of progressed here over the last few months now that he is presumably done with those things?
Yeah, so BC is, I just feel like he's gotten immensely better. And he was very good last year. He's obviously got very good touch around the rim. But I just feel like his shooting and decision-making has gotten much better. It was maybe a little bit harder to see that tonight. But I feel like now when he shoots, it's going in. You know what I mean? I don't sit there and I was always somewhat confident, but now I feel like it's going in. When I say shooting from the 3, right? But his decision making has gotten way better. He's able to make the right reads, and when a guy gets open on a back cut, or he knows when to fake a handoff, zip it to the next guy, sprint into the ball screen. Like I feel like the game. And it might be crazy to say this for an all-league Pac-12 guy, but I just feel like the game has slowed down for him. Like it's become much simpler for him, and I do believe he's become a better rim protector, for us, and understanding angles and spacing at a higher level to protect the rim and not be so attached to his guy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Welcome back, guys. It's good to see you.